Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today is the day that we are celebrating Scrappy Kathy and her 2,000 subscribers. I am going to scrapjack this layout of hers. So let's see what I can do. Alright guys, so I have put Kathy's layout up in that left-hand corner. That way you can kind of see it and see where I am coming from. Now hers is very bold and colorful. Mine is not going to be so bold and colorful because this is using products from my Never Ending kit, and it is a layout in the Alcatraz album. So this is actually a photo that Alex requested to have taken, was him walking down this creepy hallway. So I'm going to take a variety of smaller pieces of paper. I'm going to trim them down, not really measuring them. Some are longer, some are shorter. Obviously I'm using a 6x8 paper pad, so sorry, using a 6x8 paper pad, so they're either going to be 6 or 8 inches, right? I'm going to get a variety of these pieces, and then I have this thicker piece right here that is kind of like this newsprint kind of simple stories thing, and I'm going to cut that because it's not long enough to span the page, but I figure I can put the photo over top of it and nobody will ever know. I think that this is plenty for what I want to create on the layout, but I end up having to cut another piece of paper just to give me the kind of retail space that I want. I am going to distress the edges of all of these. In Kathy's layout, she has them outlined, and I was like, I'm not going to outline them, I'm going to distress. And it turns out that I distress and outline because why not? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I am using just this little edge distresser here. I'm not doing deep distressing, you guys. I'm just doing like a light little thing, which means that the distressed furries that come off onto the paper are really soft and tiny. So as you can see, I'm only going to distress the edges that are not cut, where I'm going to separate that. I just grab a Muji pen and I'm going to just outline the edges right here. It is going to be very loosey-goosey, not rigid at all, not very straight, going to be sketchy, I guess you could say. I do get some stray pin marks on my background paper. I'm not stressing out about that whatsoever. I just don't care that much, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up all of these, and then I'm going to just start laying them down on the backgrounds and kind of figuring out which colors I want next to each other and which ones are going to layer on top, which ones are going to tuck underneath. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. I thought I was going to use this big thick one as the base, and then I was like, wait a second. The photo needs to cover up that gap. So I decided to use this green one as the base. And then, as you can see, I'm going to tuck things under and over the rest of the papers. This is where I was like, oh, this is kind of short. And then I put my photo on there, and I was like, oh, you know what? If I would have cut down my photo to a 4x4 square to what like Kathy has in her layout, then that would have worked. But I needed just an extra little bit of coverage for this. So I was going through and I was going to cut a whole new paper, and I was like, wait a second. I know that I have the back sides of these 6x8 papers that I just cut. So I decided to bring in a little bit more pink. Since there's a lot of the greeny teal color on here and a lot of the neutral color, I was like, why don't we just add a little bit more pink? And Alex is very secure and he likes wearing pink, so I didn't think that was a problem whatsoever. I'm going to tuck that in over here just a little bit, and then I will add on that kind of wooden plank paper, and then that is going to be the finished bit of the background here. So just like in the layout that I'm jacking of Kathy's, she has a film strip, so I'm going to do that. I also brought in some tickets, and this black and white camera paper. It's a 12 by 12 paper from Michael's that was on clearance a while ago. And I bought a couple sheets of it, a ridiculous cheap. And I just decided to trim a line of the cameras off. Now I'm going to add the yellow tickets in there as well, and then I've got to figure out what my thing is going to be, where she has that heart, what my thing is going to be there. I'm thinking it's probably not going to be a heart. I'm going to start looking through my stickers and my bits and pieces that I have. And I had this sticker that has life on it, and I knew I wanted to have the title to be like, so this life, or this is life, or this kind of life, or just this life, something like that. And I get distracted from finding what that replacement piece is for the heart, and decide to decorate a little bit more on the layout, as opposed to what Kathy has. This is actually, I'm really kind of impressed with this layout that Kathy did, because it is much a minimal style for her, and she is a more is more kind of girl, and I love that about her. So I'm kind of honoring Kathy in that, where I'm going more is more on this layout instead of doing the minimal style that's going on there, which the layout is striking, no doubt about it, but I just felt like I need a little bit more. So I have this sticker book plate here, and I could have pulled out an actual book plate. I realized this, but instead, I'm using the sticker book plate. I am going to stick it down on some lined paper, and then I'm just trying to figure out, like, if I want to have a flower here as well, kind of really bringing that flowery bit to the forefront, and I decided I do, and I'm going to put some fun foam on the back of it, and that way it's just going to lift up a little bit. I've been making a lot of pages for the Alcatraz layout recently, kind of flat, and that's totally fine, because I have a mix of lumpy, bumpy, and flat pages for the Alcatraz albums, but I'm definitely getting to the very end, and I just wanted a little something there. Where the brads would, I'm sorry for the coughing, guys, but I'm not going to be able to get through a voiceover without doing it, and stopping it and going is just a pain. So I add some enamel dots where the brads would go in the book plate, and then I'm just going to use an entire row of them as well, and just kind of sprinkle them all over the page, kind of giving a little bit of a metallic kiss to the page around. And I know that she has these flowers there, so I know I have some kind of acrylic enamel type flowers that I need to bring out, and I'm not exactly sure where they are, so I'm just gonna worry about the title. And that's where it's gonna say This Life, and I'm gonna use these wood grain letter stickers from LA Studio, so it says This Life. Just gonna center that up there, and then I think I finally find the flowers. They were kind of like falling down, and there's only a couple of them left on my sheet, so I'm gonna use them all up, because why not? So I'm gonna get those on there, and then that is gonna do it for this layout, you guys. Congratulations, Kathy, on your 2,000 subscribers. She has more than that now. We're doing the celebration a little bit late, but it's okay. So awesome. I love Scrappy Kathy. You should check her out. She's amazing. She is a super fun person. I've scrapped with her in person a couple times. It's been awesome. So anyway, check her out. She's great. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon for another video.